2026 garden tour that is mostly for myself and no one else. Hi, Jeffrey. Deck is more sparse this year, but same old hanging baskets with coleus, nasturtium, a couple houseplants. Got this anise hyssop that I got from Annie, so I call it Annie hyssop. Aloe, a couple more houseplants. My favorite, the parsley, which I have harvested already 4 times, so I'm hoping to get about 8 out of that. Dehydrate and freeze, best way. I have been cultivating so many Thanksgiving cactus. Ooh, the birds are going crazy. This dill I ate off for a while, and now it's going to seed. And then today I noticed that there are lots and lots of, ooh, I just dropped you. Little black things in there. Lots of, use your words, ladybug larvae. So I will leave that nice and happy. The hummingbirds are, per usual, bonkers over the baskets. So this is a really good combo. They love the coleus blooms. They love the nasturtium, fresh feeders. Now let's go down to the garden. Thanks, Zoe. Just doing her usual thing. All right, let's head down. Come on, Zoe. Get over. Let's go. Come on. Go see your chickens. Good girl. Good girl. All right, so this year turned out to be a little bit different than every other year because I did not, well, that's one reason it's different. I started my seeds in, like February, like usual. And then I didn't sow a second set because Keller died in early March and I got pretty sad. So there's some empty spots and that's okay. I'm gonna kind of go in order of how I water things. I dug up blueberries from our back acre that have been very neglected for years. This is our 5th summer here. And put them in these little like felt pot things. And I will say that watering them regularly has made a big difference. We got quite a good amount. Same for the strawberries. Random kale that I didn't plant. Random nasturtium I didn't plant. Hi. Hi. All right. So that's Quinn. He was born here 11 months ago. He's a very good boy. Purple raspberries are almost done. They were amazing this year. I have African marigolds everywhere like usual. I let my carrots go to seed. These were planted last year. I love carrot blooms and the pollinators do, and the hummingbirds land on these, which is adorable. The elderberries got taken out like usual by the rose chafers. I'll get a couple. I still have bags of them frozen from last year I didn't do anything with. This arch on each side is loofah, which I try every year because I feel like I should, but it's needs such a long season, and I don't get that, but I can't help myself because I have trellises. Chickens are fighting. All right, so this trellis is a mixture of spaghetti squash. There's some good fat ones in here. Beautiful fat ones. Hello. And I think this is a honey nut squash delicata. I don't really remember. I kind of just throw them in there hoping that the trellises do something. So it's all right so far. Tomatoes, I did something different this year. I actually bought cages again because I left those downstate. I trimmed them up pretty hard. My friend and I last weekend picked off quite a few of our favorite, nasty little tomato hornworms. And I think I somehow got ahead of it. I don't have any severe damage, and I'm getting some decent fruit. I did this year only Thank you. I did only pineapple tomatoes. Those are seeds that I collected years ago. And then this is one of the things that I just randomly plugged in when I had empty space, hence the not having much seed. Lots of carrots that I have not thinned. And then I just plugged, oh my God, he will stop. I plugged okra seeds because they germinate really easily from seed. I don't really like okra, but my dad loves pickled okra, so we're gonna try that out. This bed was a massive fail. This is usually potatoes. All of my seed potatoes, Yukon Golds, almost all. This is one here that I probably should harvest because it looks like crap. And this is an old purple one from the backyard from years ago. They all died. So I chucked in some little watermelon little volunteers, which honestly aren't going to do anything, but that's okay. So I'll pull all this and plant some spinach and more kale because that's always good. Red raspberries, red Latham. These are still giving me fruit in August, which is kind of wild and much appreciated. I've put away, I've been eating so many raspberries, but I've frozen about 2 gallons. And it's pretty nice to have them in the wintertime, not gonna lie. There's another elderberry here that's being choked up by the raspberries because I'm a ding dong and planted raspberries in a garden bed. So lots of raspberries. This is Saffron Valley. Sorry, I'm choking on a raspberry seed. Saffron goes dormant in the summertime. So it'll pop up and bloom in the autumn. More carrots. Love them. Still have not thinned them. Probably should do that now. These are onions from last year from Annie that are going to seed. Little yums. Same here. Going to seed. And then I have, I started from seed, not scallion. What is the other adorable tiny onion? Words? I don't know. I love Mexican sunflowers, and this is one of the examples of how I don't use any chemicals out here. These were exactly the same size. And the aphids started taking a hold of this one, so I let them. This one's going great. And honestly, this one came back. The ladybugs found all the aphids, and it will start blooming soon. So I'll take it. Lots of African marigolds. The only thing I buy from the local garden center because I cannot successfully start them from seed. And they are for 2 reasons only here: for making garland and feeding to the chickens. Pole beans I have never tried here. I did bush beans because they're so prolific, but I'm not gonna lie, they're doing pretty good. Lots of beans and lots of blooms. I need to harvest because these are getting pretty fat. Yeah, they're all actually so high I can't reach them. And then these are all going to seed. This is baby bok choy. Look how cute she is. Get out of here. Oh my God. Baby bok choy from the spring, which was delicious, and I will grow it again, hence why I'm allowing them to go to seed so I can collect more, because it was a really nice spring green to put into stir fries and almost anything. This is a whole bunch of random volunteers that I found growing over near the chicken coop when I went to feed the chickens things from the garden, and I realized they were a little bit too rotten, and then they just created more plants. So there's like a mixture of all these weird things in here. Some of them are ornamental from last year. I don't know. It's just the table has been taken over on purpose. These were 2 little volunteers that I found that I didn't want to get rid of. I think these are Romas from last year because I had my Romas in this bed. I mean, they're so beautiful. That's what those 2 will look like. This is a weird tomato plant. I'm not sure if it's going to do anything, but, you know, it's fine. These Shasta daisies and the pots came from my parents my last trip downstate, and I love them at the entrance. And the hummingbirds go nuts over them too. I did the cukes on this trellis this year. This one and this one, they were here last year. And it was interesting because last year this side did better, and this year this side's doing better. I don't know. That's south, that's north. I don't know. But I thin things out like I always do so that the pollinators can find the blooms. I only do pickling cucumbers because you can eat the skins, and I eat a lot of cucumbers every day because I can. And any that aren't pollinated properly just get tossed to the chickens. And I will say, if you want to plant things for your pollinators, plant cucumbers. The hummingbirds sit on these trellis. I watch them eating from every single one of these blooms. They love it. This is kind of like my trash bed, but not really trash. So again, more okra. This is all lettuce going to seed that I planted last year. So I was able to have a lot of lettuce this spring. Things just like germinate late. And I had a lot of lettuce. So I'll collect seed from all of these once they bloom. They're getting ready to bloom, which again, ooh, that's milky. Sick. This is my first year starting lacinato. I think I'm saying that correctly. Or dinosaur kale from seed. Definitely one of my favorites. Usually I only plant scarlet kale, like the purple kale or curly kale. But I really like this. So far we've had minimal damage from the moths. The chickens like it, but I use this in stir fries because I make a lot of stir fries. These are carrots from last year. Let's see how weird this looks. I planted these last fall. Cute. That's cute. I got a free seed packet with these tiny like hot peppers. Oh look, hello. It's the first time I've seen that. I don't grow peppers because I find it very annoying, and it did not go well as usual, so that's fine. Another carrot here that's gone to seed. Looks just like Queen Anne's lace because Queen Anne's lace is wild carrot, and kind of fun because when they are done, they tighten up, and those are all little carrot seeds. So if you want some, you know where to come. Chickens know that I have this in my hand. That's why they're talking. Tucked in here is my lettuce leaf basil. I've eaten a lot of this. A lot. Also going to seed, but the lower foliage is still delicious. You know what? Let's grab this. These are some lettuce that have fallen over. You guys want some snacks? You want snacks? You do? Hi, chickens. This is another new thing this year. We added to the flock since the last video last year. Quinn is our only boy. There are 5 new girls as well. No, sorry, 6 new girls. Hi, love of my life. Hi. Hi. You want some snacks? Yeah, you're a good girl. All right, let them, whoops, sorry, Quinn. Jeff extended the run, so from where you see that board, like from here over, is all new. Added all these boardwalks because he's the best. I don't have anything else for you, my love. You have to get down. So we have boardwalks here. They jump down, lower boardwalk there along the back. and then back up. Actually, some of my older girls are sleeping out here. They have enough room in the coop, but you know, why not? And then I have little waters here, and the center post is new as well. And we have a couple of these feeders. It's just helping because going from 6 to 12 chickens means more food, more water, more poop. Hi. I love you so much. My sweet girl. You have to get down and go snack with everyone else, please. They're good birds. She's getting her ass handed to her by the rooster, but no actual bullying. Quinn kind of picks on Vivi a little bit, but could be worse. This is some squash that I'm hoping will germinate quickly because it's out here. It's usually roasting down here during the day. I'll get to that in a second. Black raspberries. Jesus, so tall. Jeff put this new trellis up this year, which was a game changer because last year I could not walk here and I could not walk here. They're just so pokey and so dangly. They went early and then faded out fast. My favorite ever. Hi. Bee balm. Plant this if you want hummingbirds because they dance on this all evening and all morning. Peas, which we got our use out of. You can tell that they're dying. That's okay because up here I have enough that it's hard because they're so sweet and delicious. I'm gonna let these go to seed. They're getting nice and fat so I can collect seed to plant next year. I wish they had trellised up further, of course, but they're so short-lived and they don't do well when it's hot outside. And I already pulled out a couple more watermelon along here to maybe get up in time. Not likely, but that's what those are for. I'm hoping that I'll get to be able to have like some full trellis by the end of the season. If not, whatever. We're almost... Oh, this is a chicken garden. Jeff put up a cute little fence here because Joe just trashes everything because he doesn't know any better. That's my red bud that I should never have planted there. I started these seeds almost 2 years ago, butterfly weed, and it finally bloomed. This was beautiful. This iris was from a friend's rental house years ago, went gonzo this year. My black hollyhock, which is 8 feet tall, was gorgeous at one point. And I have all these volunteer squash, because that's where I dumped everything. Oh, there's a tortoise turd. It's like, this is a squash plant. Will anything come of it? I don't know. And then a little sad little hollyhock that I planted this year, different color. So this isn't the best, but that's okay. And then Joe dug his new burrow. His burrow last year, for years prior, was under the deck that caved in during the winter. So this spring Zilla dug kind of like a little depression hole here for himself, and then Joe decided that it was going to be his new burrow. So now all that is raked back because that's all the soil that was in the ground. My friend did that the other day with me. And Joe is in his burrow and comes out every morning. Can we see you? Where are you? Yep, he's sitting sideways. Anyway, he sits here on his sandy beach, whatever, and hangs out and stares at us. So, we also updated the inside of the chicken coop. It's not super clean, but that's okay. Hi, Hazel James. Most of the perches are new because we only had this with the 6 hens from before. Now we have 12 chickens. They have always hated those nesting boxes that came with this prefab coop we bought 4-ish years ago. And they were like laying in the corners, which is fine. But I I caved and bought those plastic ones, and they love them. Like, it works out great. Hazel! Someone's fighting. All right, I think that's it. 20 minutes. What a surprise. So, overall, I'm happy with it. And it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of water, and a lot of poop. A lot of water, a lot of poop. So yeah, if you stuck around this long, thanks for coming along. Watch these little weirdos for a second. We love you guys. Okay, good night. Oh, it's August. There's a hummingbird. Hold on. See him? Ooh. I was stalking him last night. They're used to my voice, but they don't like big movements, so it is what it is. Okay, for real. Goodbye. Love you, bye. Bye, Zilla.